Yes, hello and welcome folks, it's Chris here, otherwise known online as the True Mr. Six. It is time to get down to business and discuss one of the mightiest heroes of the Marvel Universe. This is a character, folks, who has a near unparalleled solo win rate against some of the toughest, most nefarious villains the multiverse has known. Possibly the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe. It is, of course, Squirrel Girl.
Sorry, SG. This isn't the epic team-up I pictured.
Agreed. But I think it can be if we just fight anime style!
Huh. With excessively big weapons?
No, by calling out our attacks like this! Rocket kick, now! Haha!
So, who is she? Well, Doreen Green, aka Squirrel Girl, has been around in the comic book since the early 90s. She appeared for the very first time in an issue of Marvel Superheroes, defeating Dr. Doom in her inaugural super fight no less, teaming up with Iron Man and establishing herself as an accomplished defeater of nefarious supervillains right out the gate. She has gone on to defeat some of Marvel's most formidable villains, often aided by her squirrel sidekicks Monkey Joe, Tippy Toe, Mr. Sparkle, and Nutso. She can talk to these squirrels, by the way, that's one of her powers. And speaking of her super abilities, she was imbued with the powers of a squirrel from birth as a result of an unexplained genetic quirk. Squirrel Girl has the proportionate relative strength, speed, and agility of a human-sized squirrel, as well as many squirrel-like physical features, such as a giant bushy tail, which is more useful than you might imagine in a battle with some supervillains. Her reputation as the unbeatable Squirrel Girl is well earned. A New York-based hero who operates mostly around Central Park she may be, but she's gone toe-to-toe with some of the most cosmically epic foes ever to grace the pages of Marvel Comics. If you don't believe me, Squirrel Girl once took down Thanos solo, and has even prevented Galactus from eating the planet Earth. Seriously, she just talked him out of it. Didn't even need her squirrel helpers that time. And that's not all. Even the scrappiest street-fighting warriors of the Marvel Universe acknowledge her awesome fighting prowess. The likes of Wolverine and Deadpool have all had encounters with Squirrel Girl where she came out on top, using her incredible squirrely acrobatic abilities and her enhanced super strength to take down those ninja-level combatants. Easy to dismiss as a lightweight comedic character, true Marvel comic fans know that Squirrel Girl is the hero who eats nuts and kicks butts, and has earned herself the title of the most unbeatable hero in the Marvel Universe through her heroic endeavours.
Okay, tell your story, Ghosty. If we believe you, we'll let you go. If we don't... Well, let's just say you get to find out what a pistachio feels like. Oh, please don't.
How is this all reflected in the way she plays in Marvel Snap? Well, her game text reflects her ability to communicate with squirrels, and best her enemies with an army of squirrel friends. It's a cornerstone mechanic of many a CCG before Marvel Snap, and we know from previous experience that weenie creation of this nature can be deceptively strong. Her game text reads, on reveal, add a 1-power squirrel to each other location. The squirrel you summon is a 1-cost, 1-power, no ability character. There are many ways to take advantage of what appears on the surface to be a relatively mundane ability. Just ask Dr. Doom. In her very first comic book appearance, Squirrel Girl ably delivered a humiliating defeat to the supreme leader of Latveria by calling upon the help of a scurry of squirrels from a nearby wood and overwhelming him. In fact, Doom is not the only instance her squirrel friends have been handy. They've helped her out in more than one encounter, and this game text is so on point for this aspect of her comic book lore. When she faced MODOK, for example, Tippy Toe got himself into the inner workings of MODOK and simply chewed his way through some wiring to bring the villain down. Getting back to the gameplay, Squirrel Girl's ability to flood your board with squirrels can place you in a strong position to leverage characters who provide character buffs. Squirrel Girl's capacity to create 1-cost, no-ability squirrels has tremendous synergy with the likes of Captain America, Blue Marvel, Kazar, the Patriot, just to name a few. And these all provide a stat bump that can turn those innocuous squirrels from a 1-power nuisance to a higher power threat in the blink of an eye. Cards like the Patriot or Valkyrie can be particularly effective, increasing the squirrel's power by 2 and making them much more mid-range strong. If you want some extra shenanigans for fun, throw in a Mystique to copy the stat buffing ongoing abilities and really grow those squirrels to terrifying sizes. Or try dropping a Wong out and an aforementioned power buffer before you play a Squirrel Girl to double up on those squirrel summons and dominate the board in a quick instant. I mean, what could be more fun than winning with a cohort of pumped up, overpowered squirrels? That's not all though. Having lots of little weenie squirrels out can be handy to have around when you're using characters that benefit from cards at locations. Squirrel Girl is a low-cost, efficient way to fill all locations with a card of your own and make sure that characters like Wolfsbane get their unrevealed buffs, or that you are actually able to play cards like Darkhawk. They might also be handy to get your location presence up early for a mid or late game Ant-Man play that brings a sudden rush of extra power. And if you're the ruthless sort, why not use those squirrels as your sacrificial lambs, or, well, sacrificial squirrels I suppose, if you will, in decks that are looking to destroy your own cards. Carnage and Venom immediately spring to mind as a couple of characters who might enjoy a little squirrel snack on their way into the fight. They are a low impact character for you to destroy yourself and can be a fun choice to use on your way to a death play, or even, if you just don't want to care about what you lose, to a destroyer. Squirrel Girl is a super fun character in the Marvel comic books and looks to be a super fun character in Marvel Snap too. I, for one, can't wait to explore the combo potential of this awesome woodland Avenger. I've been Chris, and I hope you enjoyed this short character profile today. Keep it 983 for all your Marvel Snap content, and if you're interested in more nerdy comic book related content about toys and games, check out my own channel, Mod Extra Games and Collectibles, which will be linked in the description below. Thanks for watching everybody, and have a great day folks. Ta-ra now.